Tweets by XV. He is a community builder. He has like so much experience in. All right. So good evening, everybody. Happy New Week. Welcome to this episode of our bootcamp. We're talking about this is the community building track. Thank you so much for staying with us for these past few weeks. And today we have Danny that is going to speak to us about events planning and execution. You know that as a community builder, you're also going to be having events. So you need to understand what it takes to be an events planner, to plan events successfully, especially in Web3 space where there are a lot of events, and how to get it done successfully. And Danny has so much media manager for All Stars NG. I mean, he's doing really well, right? So you can actually also follow him on X by at tweet by XV. So Danny, thank you so much for accepting our invite. Thank you for showing up. We really appreciate. Please, the floor is all yours, sir. Thank you.
All right, GM, everyone. Thanks for the intro. I made Young. I don't know if I got the name correctly. So yeah, she's basically said everything about me. I'm Dan XV by name. I'm a community builder. A Web3 jobber on the Web3 space, and yeah, the state manager for All Star NG in my current location in Nigeria, which also made me a Solana ambassador, like doubles as a Solana ambassador, being a state lead. So, yeah, basically, I'll just be talking about like she introduced. I'm talking about how you can like plan events well as a community manager, because as a community builder, a culture manager, whichever one. Because as a community builder, one of your one of your main um role, one of your main job in the community is to like put the community together, is to know how to bring everyone together in the community. And the best way to achieve this is hosting events. Like if your community is just all about sending messages, you know, everything is just yeah. Even though the events can be virtual, but yeah, it beats sending messages all the time. What do I mean? Okay, let me for instance now, like I handle I manage so many communities on the space on Telegram. Like if you join like all the Telegram communities you join on Telegram, whereby you like come in and then maybe like all this jobs community and stuff like that. Most times at first it's interactive. At first everybody is vibing with the community. The dev is active, the admins are active, the mod is doing his job, and then all of a sudden it's getting quiet. The vibe is dying. Nobody is even the mod is not really active. Why is this? Because it can be tiring though. Just like now, it's just be like you're interacting with just bots. That means, for instance, now, if this class was to just be like a section whereby you type in your questions, I reply you typing. Come on, like it won't be fun. It won't be, it won't be as informative. The messages won't be really passed. Unlike now that we're having like a virtual session where you can hear my voice. I'm not a bot. I'm a human. I can hear your voice. I can ask you a question. You can reply me, and I get that you're following. Unlike nowadays AI is so good and so advanced that you can literally be chatting with a bot and you won't know. Like you can literally be in communities whereby, except if the bot is being tagged that this is a bot, you can be asking questions and the bot will be replying you, and you're thinking that you're speaking with your fellow human, you're speaking with another jobber on the space, and you don't know it's the bot you're speaking to. So this is where events, online events, virtual events like this comes in, and if possible, real life events as well. Like apart from just the fact that it helps the community, it helps your growth as well, especially IRL events, like physical events in your location. Like let me take myself for instance now. Events has helped me grow so much. All I mean by this, it's helped me connect with so many people that I don't even expect to connect with. Like You don't know who is close to you. You know what about the free space I love so much is that it's anonymous. It's so anonymous that I can literally be making this call with you in the next room and you won't know. Like, for instance, now Victoria here or Gerard here might literally be my neighbor staying in the next room because yeah, I don't know my neighbors. I'm always indoors. I'm always, since I work online, everything I do is online. Everything I do is in my room. So I don't come out. I don't even touch my neighbors. So yeah, for instance, now Victoria or Gerard might be the guy staying next door to me because I don't know the guy staying next door to me. I won't know you're the one. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But then now let's now have an interview by, you know, let me just say, for instance, now the apartment I'm living in is like a community. And then we decide to host an event. We decide to host a real life event, and everybody comes out. And then during the process of we introducing ourselves, I introduce myself to you that hi, I'm Dan XV, and you're like, oh wow, wait, you're the guy that hosted a class, in this community. I don't even understand the sense of it, but like it's helped me grow so much. Like I guess to connect with people that are way above and way more knowledgeable, knowledgeable than me on the space. And I didn't even know that this guy was staying at my location or this guy lives close to me. I don't know if you understand. So yeah, that is one of the essence of events, like virtual events, online sections, AMA sections, Twitter spaces, and other things like that. Apart from the community growth, it also aids in your growth. It helps in your growth. Like when Emma Young was introducing me, she was like the community builder of Solana All Stars NG. So yeah, if you've not heard about Solana All Stars NG, Solana All Stars is just like um let me just say it's like a community under the Solana ecosystem. Solana ecosystem, Solana blockchain. Everybody else knows Solana. So yeah, they came up with a goal to like switch Solana to every corner of Nigeria. They approved it and set up a team and like, okay, you guys should just go to Nigeria, start up a team. Your goal is to preach about Solana to every corner of Nigeria, every state in Nigeria. Like as I'm currently speaking with you, we're almost in every state in Nigeria already. We've conquered like almost 20 states of 36 states in just 2 years of being a community. So that's just it. So like my role now as a state lead is to like bring people together in my state. I love to be anonymous. So I'm sorry I won't mention my states, but like my states now, my role is to like bring people together, like host events. That is my major role. Host events serially, like it might be monthly, it might be bi-weekly, whatever the time frame might be. Just host the event, bring together young, you know, Web3 enthusiasts, bring together people that are interested in joining the space, people that are interested in being in the blockchain. But even those that are not interested, just bring them in and force them to join by force. Like I don't even understand. So like that is the essence of events. You see, if we're not hosting these events, if probably what we're doing is just we create a group chat on Telegram or we create a group chat on WhatsApp and we just adding people in, then we share the link and be like, post this link in your status, post this link to your friends, send to your friends, and then join. I bet you like the community won't be as interactive as it is when we are always hosting events. People are always coming together. Like we come together as a community. We teach, we teach, we learn from each other. We share alphas. We laugh. We talk. We gist. You hold hands. You get to see those people. You get to see your fellow community members. And at the end of the day, after the event, everybody comes online in group chats. They are laughing about the event. They're talking about the event. They can't wait for the next event. Why is this? Because you see, networking on the Web3 space, this is very important. Very, very important. Even if it's not a real life event, even if it's just a virtual event, like this space we are in now. Imagine if this was something we're doing every day. Every day I just come here and I get to just hear from one or two of you guys. Maybe today I ask Victoria, either of the Victorias here, just like, hello, how was today like on the space? Like, but let me just raise now, like we just come here like being accountability partners for each other. After each of the day, you just come here and like, okay, I ask you that, Gerard, what did you achieve today? Did you smash any of your goals today? And I ask you that, okay, how many of your goals did you achieve? Any challenges? Talk to me. You talk to me. Like we relate to each other. You know, even something we're doing every single day. Trust me, with time, we're just five in this call, including me. We do this today, tomorrow. You guys go to the group chat and get to share your experience. I don't know if you guys have a group chat, but then after we do something like this in the group chat, you just talk about, oh, this guy the next day, he was really helpful. He helped me. He encouraged me. He gave me some tips on what to do, and I smashed most of my goals today. Like, you just say this in the group chat. Tomorrow, like the next day, when we host this same call, this accountability call, do you know who will be more than five? Like, even if it's just one more person or two more people joining, after hearing from Gerard, after hearing Gerard's testimony, his experience of today's call, the next day, seven people joins. And then after those seven people joins, then after the section, you go back to the group chat and you know, let me for instance now, one of the maybe the new guy that joins us tomorrow is like, yeah, like Gerard wasn't exaggerating. This is, I bet you if the community has, let me say, 15 members, and we're doing this thing every day, and after each sessions, people are giving their testimony, people are giving their feedback, positive feedback on how the call has been impacting their growth on the space. Even if it's not for me to come and teach you guys or for you to come and learn from each other, even if it's just coming together and just talking about, like, let me for instance now, as I am now, like, I might not have anybody now to talk about what is going on with me on the space. And then I come to like a space or like a call where I feel free to just let's go and, like, okay, let me just say now, yeah, I have a lot of colleagues on the space where we talk about, where we share alphas, we just do things on the space concerning the pre space. But I won't be free to talk about maybe a loss I encountered on the space, or maybe something bugging me about this space. I can't really share it with them. And then imagine and I come to a call like this now where I feel so free, hearing everybody talk about their own experience, which is relatable to mine. Do you know that, like, I will feel so free to talk about mine too. And after doing that, it will help me, like, maybe after sharing an experience and then somebody in the call gives me a solution, somebody in the call makes me like feel better after it. I bet you if the call was something that is being hosted serially, I won't miss any of the next series. I don't know if you're getting me. So, like, I'm just trying to, like, just point out to you the importance of community, um importance of events, hosting events in a community as a community builder. So, yeah, before you get the name community builder, like, it's not just a name that you just put on your page. Like, you must have the experience to show for it. You must have the proof that, yes. Okay, let me just ask this question. Before you call yourself community builder, have you joined the community and whereby you left your impacts in that community? That even if you left the community, they're talking about you that, oh, this guy, when Dan was on this community, when Dan was in this community, like, we experienced so much growth. When Dan was here, things were working out fine for us. Or ask yourself that, have you worked with anybody before, a dev or any person on the space, that when you tell them that maybe you can't work with them any longer, or sorry, you have to part ways due to maybe one or two things, you just feel like you need to change your environment, something like that. Have you worked with anybody, and when you tell this person that, sorry, nothing, there's no reason to, but I just feel like it's time for us to part ways, let me do my thing, do your thing, and the person is telling you, begging you, even literally suggesting, if it's the pay that is the problem, they will increase your pay just so you stay. Like, have anybody told you that before? Willing to increase your pay just so you stay in the community and keep doing what you're doing. If nobody has done that to you, then just tell yourself you're not a builder. If maybe a company you're working with, even if it's not in your place space, maybe a company in real life you're working with, or not, let's just leave out the professional, like, side of life. Let's just, for instance, now you get to live with somebody, like, okay, everybody has uncles or aunties, right? Like, stayed with before. I'm sure everybody is in Nigeria. Let's just say you have an uncle, an auntie you've gone to stay with before, even if it's just like a break, like you're on break, you go to stay with your uncle like a month, 2 months, or some weeks. And then the day you tell your uncle that, uncle, I'm leaving, I'm going back home, I'm going back to school. And then he's like begging you, I don't go now, please stay. People have not using years now. Okay, just stay till like next week. If your uncle or your auntie don't tell you this when you want to leave, then trust me, your stay in that house didn't, like, there was nothing good came out of your stay in that house. literally, you're not a builder in the house. Like you literally build nothing to the house that they don't even want you to stay. I don't know if you're getting me. So like, if you're a community builder, make yourself valuable wherever you are. That your absence like will like mean a huge like create a huge blow to this community. Like let me just give an instance. Yeah, I love to use Solana All Stars as a reference because it's like one of the biggest communities I've built on this space. So the first event we had in Solana All Stars in my state, the state I am currently, that was before I became a state lead. I was just a volunteer then because how I love to join communities is I join as a volunteer. I love to join as a volunteer at first, and just show them what I'm capable of. This one is not like it's not like I'm now telling you I'm now giving you a whole crap of my CV is this, my CV is that. I've done this, I can do this. No, I don't do that. What I do is I love to join as a volunteer first. Then I'll show you instead of telling you I'm this, I'm that. I have first class in community building. I went to University of No, I will just give you a trial. Use your eye and see what I'm capable of doing. And when I joined Solana All Stars as a volunteer, then that was last year. That was I think Q3 last year, either July or August, when they literally launched in my state. Like when Solana All Stars came to my state for the first time, I saw it in a friend's status or a chat or something like that. So I was like, wow, Solana in my state. Okay, let me join. I love this idea because I've never like attended a Solana event in my state before, but I've attended other blockchain events like Base Blockchain and some other blockchains, Amazing, Avad. So seeing Solana in my state for the first time got me intrigued. I had to join. I joined. Made my to the top of the ladder. The guys that were organizing the events that, please, I want to come as a volunteer. I have a community. I have a big community. So I have a community. Yeah, I have a community. I can talk about my community. I can bring people to your event. I can make you work. And this is my state. I know my state better than every other person that's probably in your team. I've been in this state for like 6 years, that kind of thing. So it didn't take me long to convince these guys to bring me into the team as a volunteer, though. So they're like, okay, Dan, no problem, do your thing. That's what the guy told me. The guy was in charge then, Sadoze. I was like, okay, yeah, do your thing. I don't know you, but I love the way you sound. Like I sounded so confident that even if this guy don't know me, it was like our first conversation. But the confidence I used to like tell him what I'm capable of, it was like, oh yeah, go ahead, do your thing. I will introduce you to the next of the team when we have our next meeting, that kind of thing. So yeah, I just went ahead and started doing my thing. Started preaching about Solana All Stars to literally everybody I know. Alpha Aviana Solana All Stars that coming to this stage. Okay, events is like, and that was how I started building my presence in the community. Everybody I talk to, if they're interested, I'll give the group link. They'll join the group chat, and like that. I got promoted as a volunteer moderator in the community. I became the moderator, like to the point that no day goes by in the community where someone don't mention my name, even if I'm not active. So I might be like, I is done. You never like that next time I've not been active. Hope everything is good. And then people are tagging me down how far. Why are you down how far? I come on, I like, oh down, welcome, hey, how you doing? That kind of thing. Because the community is lively when I'm there. Like I can't be down there and the place is dull. And there's no, even if it's a game or something, we are having fun there as far as I'm active. So yeah, and things started going so well for me, and eventually we had our first event. That was the unlocking event, the very first event we had in my state, and we had an attendance of over 400. Like imagine an event whereby like we're hosting an event for the first time. Literally just heard about these people for the first time. Then we had an event in there's a federal university close to where I live. We had an event in the federal university. That's why I actually schooled. And in federal university, both students from the school, students from other schools, people living in the state, and we had attendance over 400. And they were like, that is like the highest attendance they've had in my region because yeah, I stay within the east. And then let me just for instance now, Nigeria has four regions: east, west, north, south, and they were like in the whole eastern part of the country. All the events they've had before, none of them has had attendance of 400 plus before for that particular community, and they were wild. I know to shock you guys more, when we were like halfway into the event, we were playing this game. This I don't know if you've heard of Kakarot's game or Kakarot. I've forgotten how they pronounce it. We were playing this Kakarot's game, or whatever. And in the game, there was game just literally like asking questions, the audience answer, something like that. So we go to the part of the game where they now ask this question. They were like, "Who referred you to this event?" Like basically, you use your phone to connect to the system and you answer on the system and it displays on the screen, on the projector screen. So yeah, they were like, "Who referred you to this event?" Just type the person referred you and display. And over 50% of those in attendance were like the next day referred. Like I referred over 50%. Like imagine an event of 400 plus and I referred over 50%. That's like over 200 people to the event. And from that day, the team saw how significant I was when it comes to doing that. Like we had just one event. After one event, I got promoted to the state lead. The other state lead, they threw him off. It was funny and it was like so fast because just one event, and then I went from being just a normal volunteer to the state lead or state manager in charge of the state. So that is like the essence of planning and executing a good event. So yeah, truth is I didn't really prepare any notes. I didn't come into a notes because I had a busy day, something like that. So I was not talking from my head. So yeah, I'm to speak on a few things. That was given to me by your community lead here. So she was like, I will speak on sorry, hold on. Okay, yeah. Events planning and execution. Organizing virtual events, AMAs, webinars and workshops. Okay, let me start here. So yeah, I've given you guys the intro, like why it's important to host why it's important to host events, even if it's a virtual event. It's not a must, it must be a real life event. Probably your audience or most of your community members aren't in one location. Like for instance, some of your community members are white guys, some of them are not in Nigeria, kind of thing. You can always host AMAs, you can always host an online section, like an online event, even if it's not like a formal event. It can just be, even if it's just like a get together event, get together in the sense that okay, yeah, what I love to do in the community I work in, like any community I manage, I love to do one thing. I just like set a day, probably like on Mondays, like today is Monday. If I see that the vibe is going down, people are no longer active like they used to, the place is now getting quiet. Like how a community is quiet is when you go offline, you come back online, and then you're seeing just like 30 messages in the space of 1 hour, 2 hours, and then instead of the normal, like there's some community you join, and then people are always typing, like somebody is typing something every minute you open the group chat. You go offline, come online for just 1 hour, you are seeing like 400 unread messages, you are seeing 300, like people are just active, vibing, the vibe in the community is going up. And then all of a sudden, you now come back to that community, and then for the whole day, you just saw like 30 unread messages for the whole day. It happens, right? You guys can relate. As far as you've been on this Web3 space, you can relate. It's always like us to communities. Why is that? Because the vibe is no longer there. Like it's now feeling like as if you're just talking with bots. Like you don't know these guys. You just met them online on the Web3 space. They're just like your fellow Web3 guys. You don't know them. So like you can bring this spark back to life by just hosting events. So what I love to do is like if I notice something like this in the community I'm managing, I'm building, like as today is Monday now, I'll just like drop a message that okay, so what do you guys think of we hosting an online section this weekend maybe Friday, Saturday or Sunday? And then I just drop the suggestion like okay, so let's be live this weekend, everybody should be in the call, that kind of thing. And you know everybody is going to be anticipating that particular call, and it always works that after the call, even if it doesn't give a long term results. At least if the call ends tonight, the next day, people are back to vibing. People are back to talking about one or two things that happen on the call. People are talking about, one or two jokes that I don't know if you guys are getting me. Like for instance, now this let me just go back to Lana All Stars. After every event, like that's the event. Once the event has ended, everybody's back to their homes. Like for the rest of the day, the group chat is always so hot. There's always one thing to talk about that happened in the event. Or I might just be like, okay, share your best experience from the events today. And everybody is talking. Wow, the event was nice. It was great. I loved it. I learned so much. I learned how to use how to tokenize RWAs. I learned how the fight truly works. I don't know if you're getting me. So that's the essence of events, online events, especially when it comes to AMA sections. So yeah, let me head on. We don't have much time. 30 minutes gone. So yeah, um, organizing virtual events, AMA sections, webinars, workshops. Okay. Like I said earlier, I didn't prepare any notes. Kind of had a busy day. So yeah, in the Web3 and online communities, these events they are super valuable. I've been saying this. They are super valuable. Like imagine a community whereby not even one event has been hosted in the community. Guys, I bet it's going to be a very dry and boring community. It's going to be a very, very dumbass community. Events is the life of the community. Uh let me just say every event I hold, like the first events I used to host, people are always surprised, like why? Because people are like surprised that I'm a Nigerian. Because I'm always active on the space. 3 a.m. you chat me up, I'm replying you, you know, the way I reply you, the
Sorry,
way I talk to you on the space, like via typing.
sorry to disturb you, please. Hi, Danny. Okay, I don't know, but on my end, you are very low. Like your voice is very
What do
low.
you
I
say?
don't know
Sorry, I
if the
can't hear you.
same for Gerald and yeah, I'm saying that your voice is very low on my end. I don't know if it's my network or it's the same for everybody.
Oh, yeah, Gerald, is it the same thing for you guys? Please, can any of the other
It's
person
loud and
call?
clear here. It is loud and clear here.
I guess it's your
I
end.
can hear you loud
Okay, that
and
means
clear,
it's my
sir.
network.
Okay, so
Okay,
Emerging, I
okay.
get
Thank
it
you.
from your end because you're also breaking up when you're speaking.
Okay, okay, okay. It's fine, no problem. Okay, you can continue. Please, your attendance is on the link. It's on the chat, rather. Thank you.
All right. Okay, this online event. So yeah, I'll start from the AMA sections. First of all, what are the AMA sections? I think something that's like imagine a founder of a project of your three projects or the lead community like hopping into like a virtual call with the community members to answer questions directly from his members, like answer questions regarding the project, talk about the project, give the project roadmap, its tokenomics, the future of the project, like things like that. Like things like this builds trust and transparency between the community and the dev. Like it shows that okay, this guy knows what he's doing. He's not here to scam us. But the fact that he literally accepted to be in a space with us and talk to us at some point whereby he might even dox himself. Like there's some online sections whereby it requires you guys to dox yourself. But I don't like doxing on the space, so I skip those parts, those kind of sections. Whereby the dev just like turn on his camera, you're seeing his face. It even goes as far as introducing himself. He tells you guys where he's from, tells you about himself, talks about himself a little. So what does this does, like it builds trust and transparency in that project. Like there's no how you bring a project. Let's now, as you guys be like partner with this project, like buy some tokens from them, have a share in the project tokenomics and stuff like that. And then you join the community, then you're willing to like invest in it, even if it's a little sum, like just willing to like buy $100 worth of this DeFi project token, or it's an utility project to solve one or two problems. And then you now find out that we are hosting, okay, like I'm the community build there, and then I now drop an announcement that this weekend we'll be hosting an AMA section with the dev. The dev will be live. You get to ask him your questions, you get to see him, stuff like that. You know, there's a saying that says your mouth is where your money is, right? So your attention will be where your money is. For the fact that you're willing to risk $100 in this project, you go like see the dev one on one. Am I not like? Is that not true? You like to like get to see this guy. Oh, let me even know the person that I'm investing my money into his project. Definitely, come weekend you'll be there. Now during this AMA section, this dev got to satisfy all your doubts. Okay, you're having doubts that this guy might not deliver like he promised, or the token might not do well like he said he will, or he might even rock the community and go. And then after these AMX sections, like you even got to ask this guy questions personal. You got to ask the dev personal questions that you're concerned about, and he gave you satisfactory answers to your questions. He cleared all your doubts. Like he checked all those marks of doubts you were having. Do you know that after that AMA section, if you're what you're willing to risk to invest was like $100, and then it sounded so promising that you'll be willing to risk more than $100. You might even be willing to throw in, $500, $1K. I don't know if you get it. So that's the essence of AMA sections. It will help you as a community lead, as a community builder. Can you imagine like whereby it's and this is whereby um because most of the times some devs love to like work as you as a community builder, like they have to track your growth. They track the growth of the community, track the growth of the token, and with stuff like KPIs and other things like that devs used to make sure that you're doing your job as a community build or as a marketer or as a community manager. So yeah, imagine after this call now, the project grew so massively in terms of you know engagement, in terms of members, in terms of as in funds in the communities. Like your work as a community lead or as a community builder is done. I bet you, even if that project does not succeed the way the dev planned, or something happened, the project gets rogued, or like definitely there's some projects that don't last in the market, no matter how good of an intention the dev has or the team has for the projects. Some projects just tend to like fail. It happens. It's a normal thing. You don't have to blame yourself. As far as you did your part as a community lead, you did your part, you played all your parts, you checked all your boxes. There are times it happens. So even if it happens and the dev knows that, yeah, you truly did your job. If this guy, I bet you, if that dev is to like create a new project, is to like build a new community, the first person on his mind to appoint as a lead will be you. Like it has happened to me on several instances whereby I work with the projects because I work with mostly meme coin projects. I love working with meme coin projects because those guys tend to pay well, even though they don't last. But yeah, for the period of time they're on the space, they pay you well. So even if a meme coin, like after maybe a space of a month or 2 months, the project gets rugged, maybe due to bad market or the dev rugs the project, and I lose that job. If that dev creates a new project, he reach out to me. I'm like, hey Dan, what's up? Is so guy from so project. I'm like, oh hi, welcome. And then he tells me that he has a new community, he has a new team he wants me to lead. And yeah, I'm back to having a job from the same guy that worked community the last time. I don't know if you guys are getting. So yeah, AMA sections actually does this. Like personally, I host AMA sections both on Twitter, on Telegram for projects. And yeah, it must be a paid section. Like basically, you are a jobber on the space. You don't do anything for free. no matter how little or whatever, no matter how little or brave or it's helping the community, you are in the space for your money. Even though I didn't charge for this section though, I just have to do it. But yeah, that's the essence of AMX sessions. That's the essence of AMX sessions. Uh, moving on to the webinars. Webinars, okay, yeah. So yeah, webinars are great for educating the community about Web3, DeFi, NFTs, showcase project updates. Basically, like I've talked about these webinars. Like basically, what I do in Solana All Stars is to host webinars because I am educating the community about the Web3 space. Like you might be wondering that, okay, this one we are hosting the event like regularly, like on a series. What are we talking about exactly? Are we talking about the same thing every time? Is it every time we're talking about Web3, 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 or DeFi, job? No. Like for each of the events we host, there's always an update. Like for instance, now everybody here is a gadget, right? Either an iPhone or an Android. You know, every once in a while, iPhone send you iOS updates, like maybe from the iOS 17 to the iOS 18 to the iOS 19. Basically, all these updates are not usually the same thing. Like there is one new upgrade that is being done in the iOS software that is making you upgrade to the next iOS version. So yeah, basically it's still iOS, right? Like they still basically have one thing in common, which is Web3. But then there is something new. Maybe they upgraded the flashlights from white color to yellow color and they send it as an iOS update. So yeah, okay, maybe in this event now we talked about DeFi, NFTs, and then the next events we now upgrade something new happened in the NFT space, and then we now talk about that new thing that happened in the NFT space. I don't know if you get it. So yeah, webinars is very important in the space. It shows that you care, like you're looking after your community. You keep giving them constant updates about the community. Like, okay, yeah. Let me just use instance. There's this project I work with on the Web3 space, SpiceNet IO. I don't know if anybody here knows SpiceNet. SpiceNet is like a very big project on the space. Very big project, very large community and following. So basically, I'm just an ambassador for them. I mean, I'm an ambassador for SpiceNet. So these guys, like every week, there's always an update. They have to share the community every week. Like if you like go to my page, you see that I post about these guys at times every week, at times every 2 weeks. Because why? There is something new to talk about SpiceNet. And in the community, they're always hosting webinars for their followers. This the webinars, like the sense of these webinars is to like teach their community how to, how this update works, the essence of this update, why they do the update, that kind of thing. So this like making the project grow so well because they're putting their community first. Like imagine a project that hosts webinars for their community every week or every 2 weeks to teach them about the updates they upgraded, like the updates that they added to the community to the projects and stuff like that. That's the sense of webinars. As the community lead, even if nothing is happening in the project, you can just talk about random things. Like I do that a lot. Even if nothing is happening in the community or in the project, I also take call and teach about three jobs. And I just teach like how to hunt for three jobs, how to strategies to use to hunt for jobs. What to talk about when hunting for jobs, where you can hunt for jobs. Like I do this a lot. Once I notice that nothing new is coming out, like nothing new is going on in the community or in the project, I just think I come up with something. Then I go to the dev first. I go to the person in charge of the community first and like, hey bro. So yeah, basically you know how things are. It's been quiet. Things are not moving so fast. How about I host this and just teach them how to do this? I get to go ahead. Yeah, it's a nice idea. Go for it. And yeah, I'm kicking it in the community. Okay, guys, let's do something this weekend. You all should tune into the call. I'm going to talk about how to hunt for jobs. I'll teach you how to make $100 every week from Web3 jobs. That kind of thing. See, I bet you it works every time. Talking from experience, it works every single time. So as a community builder, I'm sure everybody that's on this call is there because they want to like be a community builder or something like that. Apply this strategy to whichever community you're building. Don't let it always just be every time is just chatting. And another thing that helps on the space is if you're a community build, people will confide more in you when they like tend to know your background, when they like tend to know where you're from. I'm not doxed on the space. Like I've been on this space for let's say a year and or it's up to a year. No, I've not. It's not even been up to a year. I've been on this space. I joined the space last year. Let me just say May, June last year. I joined the update space, and I've been on this space for like a year now. But apart from those that know me in real life, those that I live close to in the states that I'm in, that has seen me in events I hosted in real life, nobody knows. Nobody knows me or has seen my picture unless you have my WhatsApp contacts and you view my status, like that kind of thing. But in terms of professionals in the professional space like Twitter, Telegram, I'm not docs. Nobody know me. You can pass me on the road and you don't know I'm the next G. Like I might host a call and the call might have 10,000 people in the call listening to me, and then you pass me on the road the next day. You will know I'm the one because I am not docs. You can't see a picture of me in any of my socials, any of my three socials, be it LinkedIn, be it Twitter, be it Telegram, Webcast. Like you won't see a picture of me because I love to be anonymous on the space. But even though I'm not those, even though people don't know that, maybe I am short, I'm tall, I'm fair, I have bald hair, I have long hair, that kind of thing. But still, everybody knows I'm a Nigerian. Like I'm not doxed, but everybody knows I'm a Nigerian. I'm a black guy or I have a Nigerian accent. Why? Because I host these kind of things a lot. I host AMA sections a lot on my Twitter. I host spaces a lot on my Twitter. I host calls a lot on my Telegram. So definitely, hearing me speak, I'm a Nigerian, I'm a black guy. Is that obvious? So this builds a kind of trust between me and anybody I'm working with, be it the projects, be it the dev. Maybe I'm as the dev, I'd be like, let's hop on the call. We hop on the call, we speak. Even if he's not seeing my face, I'm not seeing his face. But because we are hearing each other's voice, it brings more connection between both of us. It brings more trust between both of us. It brings more trust between you and your community because they are hearing you. They know you're a real guy. Most of the times I get comments like, wow, guys, so you're a Nigerian. So if I'm Nigeria, I don't know, like that kind of thing. And then basically once I get that kind of statement, so you be Nigerian yourself, if Nigeria so people English, every time they speak, every time they type a big language for chat. After I get this kind of things, those guys that make statements like this tend to become closer to me after every section. For instance, now, like let me just say, I don't know you, Gerard. My first time seeing you on a call. I don't know if I'm anywhere. But imagine if like you didn't meet me on this call and then you kind of join a community that I manage. And in the community, I'm always answering your questions. Like I am treating you with so much care, giving you um like just making you feel like yes, you're in the right community, making you feel like the community cares about you and I care about you more because you're my community. Like if we now get to hop on the call and you're like, wow, so this guy's a Nigerian too. My brother for Nigeria, that kind of thing. Like it tends to like make make you trust me more as a community lead. Make you trust the project more. That since I'm the one in charge of this community, since I'm the one leading this project as the community lead, and if I can trust the next V, then I can trust the project too. That is how it works. That's just how it works. Like you see on this piece here, nothing works more than trust and transparency. It is the most important thing you can do to yourself and to your brand. The most important thing you can give to yourself, your brand on this space, is giving your brand trust and transparency with every other brand on this space. If If others can't trust your brand, then like you're in the wrong profession, you're in the wrong space, because things will be like stagnant for you. Let me, for instance, now I don't know. I'm not supposed to say this. Let me, for instance, now like I have this friend. I have this friend. I don't know the guy, but I know his brother. His brother is one of the biggest guys on the space. His name is the name of his brother is Brill. I don't know if anybody here knows Brill on the Web3 space. Brill is like one of the biggest on the space. So yeah, I have this brother. So I have this friend. I we met through his brother, and then like he's not so trustworthy. How do I put it? Like he's not so trustworthy that you know if I like tell a project that okay, I have someone that I want to bring in, maybe project comes to me and like, okay, can you recommend somebody to me to work with on the space, maybe concerning anything, and is this guy expected? I'm like, okay, so yeah, I know this guy, and I give the projects this guy's handle. They'll be like, this guy, no, I've worked with him before. He didn't deliver. I don't want him. Can you give me somebody else? So yeah, he has built his brand, but his brand is not so trustworthy and transparent that it's like being rejected. Okay, let me for instance now. Okay, let me just give you an example. You know one of the reasons why we Nigerians are so hated on the three space. Like if you have not been rejected by projects before because you're a Nigerian, then trust me, you've not had any experience on this space. If you've gotten to a point whereby projects tell you that sorry, I can't work with you because you're a Nigerian, you know you're on the right track, because rejection on the space because you're Nigerian is something that happens like 70 times in a month. I've had that instance more times than I can count, where people just tell me, maybe where are you from Nigeria, sorry I can't work with you, I don't work with Nigerians, and I get blocked or kicked out from the project. Why? Because of the way most of us Nigerians has built us, like has tend to like giving Nigerian a very bad name when it comes to Web3 space and branding. Why is this? Because I've had the experience firsthand. There's a community I was in, a very big community of it's an exchange. I won't mention the exchange, but it's a very big exchange, just like Joe, you have Bybit exchange and Binance exchange. So yeah, let me just for instance now, maybe Binance exchange had a community lead. It wasn't even a community, it was just another moderator. So yeah, there's one of the Binance, I'm just using Binance as an instance. Binance is not the project that is happening. So yeah, I was in Binance community one time, and then the moderator of Binance, who was normally the of a moderator now, is to keep people interacting, answer questions and things like that. So yeah, it happened one day, like very early in the morning. Most of the team members were asleep. I think this guy was the only person that was active in the community that night. It was very early in the morning, towards 2 3 in the morning. So I think he was the only admin that was active, and he knew it because all the other admins were not replying questions. They were offline. So somebody asked the question in the comments. I was like, so yeah, he has, I think $15,000 that the guy said he has. He has 15K dollars to invest in the platform, in the exchange. Now who will they go through? How will they do it? That kind of thing. And instead of this Nigerian guy, this stupid Nigerian guy, to do his job and you know, for once in his life, leave his greed. He allowed his greed to take the best of him. And also, I don't know how dumb the person that I was investing was to give his money to an ordinary admin. So he kind of convinced this guy. It was right there in the community, not even in private DMs. Right there in the community, he like was able to convince this guy to send him the $15,000. That he will send it to the team, to the dev, and the dev will get his name and everything. Right in the community, he was just he managed to convince this guy, and then this guy asking for his wallet address. He sends the wallet, and then the investor, sends $15,000 to the moderator, who was supposedly a Nigerian guy. He was a Nigerian. He literally had Nigerian flag on his name. So he sends the $15,000 to the Nigerian guy, and that was how this Nigerian guy left the community and blocked both the admins, blocked the dev, blocked the guy that sent him the money, and disappeared with $15,000 just like that overnight. So yeah, the next day other admins came online and realized what was going on. They're not like tagging this guy. How why did you collect this money? No reply. Why did you collect this? No reply? They went to his DMs. They could not DM him. And then the guy that had the money started getting, started getting on his. I was like, where is the guy that took my money? Where is he? What is going on? Admins, help! Like, there's causing alarm, and then the whole group chat was in panic. People were insulting the guy. You are so stupid. Why are this not admin your money? He's not even the lead. He's just a moderator. And from there they started causing Nigerians. And that was how they started removing Nigerians from the group chat. Like, imagine a community whereby, because you're Nigerian and somebody did something and the person is a Nigerian and just like you are, and then they remove from the group chat. They like started giving Nigerian a bad stereotype in that community. Anyways, they're all scammers. You should have never hired a Nigerian in the first place. That is why they don't hire Nigerian. Like, you guess the picture I'm trying to paint. That was how one person managed to make a community of how many thousand, I think almost 1 million members or thereabouts, managed to make a community of thousands of members hate Nigerians. So now tell me, if somebody that was in that community now starts up his own community or builds his own projects and is looking for team members, and then me now as a Nigerian, I go and apply, and then he finds that I'm in Nigerian, maybe through my accent, you hop on a call, because most devs like to hop on calls before they hire you. They will tell you, oh, okay, so let's schedule a call when are you chanced, and then we talk on the call, we finalize everything on the call, and I secure the job on the call. So yeah, and now somebody that was in that community now that saw what happened now get to find out that me that's applying to his own community as the community leader, I'm a Nigerian. Even though I didn't do anything to this guy personally, or this guy was not the one that was affected personally from that experience, but because he has seen the experience firsthand, trust me, it's never trusting the Nigerian to manage his community. Because now Binance Exchange now has to pay back that $15,000 debt that their stupid moderator took and ran away. Binance is responsible for, you know, paying that man back his money, because the man was scammed by their team members. I don't know if you're getting. So now that's responsible for paying back that debt, which is going to be like so frustrating on their end. So now, being a Nigerian in this space has given us that bad stereotypical name. I don't know the English to use. So yeah, if not gotten to that point, said by people reject you because you're Nigerian, then trust me, you've not started on the space. Yeah, not like to the point that many of my friends, many of the people I work with on the space, many of my colleagues hide their nationality. They hide their nationality just because of that Nigerian stereotype that's going on in the Web3 space. They go as far as using VPN to hide their locations. If it's a call, they use all these AI generating apps to fake calls, like to fake voices during calls and things like that. Like many of my close friends do this a lot. They don't always admit to be Nigerian. So to people from Africa, they tell you maybe they are from the UK, they are from this country, that country, just to secure a job, which is very bad on the space. That is like the name we've given ourselves on this space as Nigerians. So yeah, okay, back to what I was talking about. So apart from this, stereotype that's going on in the free space, if a dev tends to like talk to you, or your community tends to like talk to you one on one, it builds that trust with them. Definitely, not all of them are racist though. Just like 70% of them are racist and don't trust Nigerians or black guys. But see those other 30% that love working with everybody, whether you're black, whether you're Nigerian. Like, I know some devs personally that love Nigerians. Like, they love Nigerian builders. They just love us so much. Like, okay, I don't know if anybody knows Jesse Pollack. Jesse Pollack is like the founder of Base, person that created Base blockchain. So yes, you see Jesse Pollack, the guy loves Africans. Yes, not just Nigeria. He loves Africa so much that he's always traveling to Africa for events, for one event or another. Like, he's always hosting events in Africa. Today you hear that he's in Cameroon. Tomorrow he's coming to Nigeria. Another day is going to Sierra Leone. Just visiting Africa. And I bet you, if you're a black creator, like if you're a black builder on the space, and there's people like knows you're a black builder, maybe you post any of your content for the video content creators you have on the space. Maybe you post the content and you tag Jesse Pollack, and he watches your video and says that you're black. Not just that you're black, you're a very good content creator, you're a very good builder. This guy will give you a follow. not just really give you a follow. He will like follow you up with what you're doing. Okay, like I have this friend, because I love speaking from experience. Friend Jehi on the space. Jehi was my senior colleague in school. We were also on the F3 space. So yeah, Jehi started building on the space for a while now, and he got connected to Jesse Polak, I think in an event or something like that. And since that event, Jesse Polak has been like a body of Jehi, like very good body of Jehi, to the point that Jehi don't like. There's no time Jehi posts on his X that Jesse Polak don't comment or retweet his post. The guy just like imagine a creator of base blockchain retweeting this guy's post, commenting on his post, even as far as they even DM each other. Like he shows me that chat at times. Like the DM, just for instance now, I don't know. Okay, you might not know Jesse Polak, but everybody here knows this guy. The person, this guy that created the Ethereum blockchain. What is his name again? Self. Oh God, I've forgotten his name. Uh, so I can't remember his name, but everybody here knows the creator of Ethereum, right? So now imagine an instance whereby you and this guy that has Ethereum blockchain being good buddies online. Where you even chat with him, you get to see him on video calls. If you're hosting an online event, you invite him for your online event, and then he's there virtually. Okay, there's a time that Jay hosted an event for us in my state. Like Jay has his own community as well, because Jay knows the importance of communities as well. So he hosted an event. For my Jay is my friend I'm talking about. That's very good body with the creator of Base. So he had this event one time last year, and then he was like Jesse Polak was speaking to us in the event virtually, and then we were laughing like nobody believed him. We're like, make a hear that kind of thing. Jesse Polak, shady man, no get better things to do. You're going to call your event. Who you be? All this kind of no doing Nigerians, and I'm not like believe something. And on the day of the event, Jay actually placed the call to this guy, and Jesse Polak attended this event virtually. Like he was on the screen, on the projector screen, talking to we. I was like, "Hey guys, Jay told me about like you get the picture I'm painting." So now this guy has built himself so relevant on the space as a community builder that he has connected with this, big builders on the space as well because of the kind of trust. If Jesse Polak didn't trust this guy, or if Jay was not transparent enough with Jesse Polak, maybe the first chance they had, Jay tried to scam Jesse Polak. If something like that had happened, this guy won't have the kind of advantage. I don't see that advantage. Like imagine you have. Let me say for instance now. Let's just say everybody here has an idolo, right? The idolo is like we call those that we look up to, like your idol on the space. Okay, let me just an idol. Like everybody on this call has an idol. Personally, I have an idol on the space. Victoria, you have an idol. Gerard, you have your idol. And imagine an instance whereby you just don't know how it happened, but then you found yourself connecting to your idol. You connected with this guy maybe in real life, and then this your idol suddenly became one of your close friends who can always confide in. And then your idol is like a very big person on the space that he can actually just give you connections, he can give you referrals, and then you're always getting jobs through this your idol. Like I had a friend like that, people always coming to meet me as, hi, this person referred me to you. I heard you're a community builder. Okay, I would like how can we work together? What's your charge? How much do you charge for a week? That kind of thing. Because of this, my idol that I connected with, that I showed him what I can do, and people were always like, devs projects were coming to me and like, hi, this person referred me to you. Can you do this thing? Can you do that thing? Well, because of kind of transparency and trust I built with this guy. So that's the essence of things like this, like webinars, AMA sections, even if it's not something formal, even if it's something informal, just do it. It's not a must is every time. It's not a must is like every week or every 2 weeks like I used to. It can just be once in a month. Let people just know that, you know, their community lead is not a bot. It's not a bot because there's this feeling you get where you know that the community you are in is being managed by a human being. Because these days we can't tend to differentiate between AIs and real people again. Like AI is getting so advanced that you can be chatting with an AI for a month and you won't know that this person is an AI unless someone tells that this person is an AI or this account is an AI or a bot account. So yeah, that's just it. Let me just keep heading on. We don't have time again. So yeah, I've spoken about AMA sections and webinars, the importance of it in building a community. I'm sure, guys, if you're following, you must have gotten the big picture I was painting. I painted a picture very big that if I were to hang it in a museum, it's going to like sell very fast, that kind of thing. So yeah, promoting events to maximize participations. That was the next thing I was asked to talk about in this call. What I mean by this, so as a community lead, like promoting events is very important for you as a community lead. Like getting the word out efficiently in Web3 and online spaces is crucial for building a vibrant community. Okay, let me just start like this. Do you know that there's some? Okay, let me just an instance whereby you are building a project. Okay, let me just say personally, you have a project you're building. You know, you might be sending link. You might be sending you might be making post. You might be creating content, and then nobody's interested in what you are doing because there are literally hundreds of new projects that is being created on the Web3 space every single day. Like, okay, let me say something now. When Pump Fun, everybody here knows Pump Fun, Abi Pump does fun. The websites where you used to go and where they create meme coins and things like that. So let's first now, like when Pump Does Fun was operational before it got shut down, like somebody made the statistics and was like thousands of projects are being created on Pump Does Fun every single day. Like every single day, people are pumping thousands of projects into Pump Does Fun. That is how it is on the space. Like today, over 100 new projects was created on Web3 space today alone. Same thing goes for tomorrow. So imagine you now as a Web3 scroller, like a Web3 junkie, a random Web3 space, and then you're scrolling through your Twitter. Like there's no days go through your Twitter where you don't see like 10 to 50 different projects on your timeline. If you're someone like me that spends the day on Twitter, like as far as my phone is charged, I have network, I'm online. I am on Twitter. I am scrolling Twitter. That's like my third home after Telegram. Telegram is my second home because Telegram is where I work. Telegram is where feeds me, what gives me money. So after Telegram, my third home is Twitter, where I spend my whole day. Now imagine you're scrolling through Telegram as a junkie on the day space. You are seeing different projects every time you scroll up. The new projects. Every time I scroll up, a new projects. So imagine having to like go through all these projects. It's not possible. Like you can't join every project you see now. I don't know if you're getting me. You can't join every project you see. So now imagine like you're like on Twitter and then a space just pops up in your timeline or a friend of yours tags you to a space on Twitter and then you join the space. You know what you guys know what Twitter spaces are, right? You guys are on Twitter. So now you join this Twitter space and then you're hearing about the project. Maybe I tag you to Twitter space and then you join Twitter space and then we are talking about the project. Dev is vibing with the community. People are asking questions. Yeah, people are replying questions. You ask a question about your concern, about your, and then after the space, like, won't you love to join the community to like get to know more about the community? You would love to, right? Like when I used to host spaces, while I was while I was a newbie on the space, that was last year. When I was going on the space, when I still had like 200 followers. When I still have like 200 followers, 300 followers. Now I have almost 10k followers, almost 10,000 at the moment. So when I was like having 200, 300 followers, something I used to do was that I used to host spaces every Monday night. That was what people used to know me. Like just have something that people used to like know you that you are good at this. Mine was hosting spaces every week on my Twitter. Like every Monday night, people knew me for that. My Mondays are for spaces from 9 or 10 p.m. till at times we go to daybreak. Like imagine hosting a space from 9, 10 p.m. till the following morning, at times till 5, 4 a.m. in the morning, where we're not talking about anything serious. So I'm not promoting any project. Like this is not an AMA now. Guess me. This is not an AMA section. This is not a webinar. This is just like a space where we just come together and share alphas, talk about our days, talk about how the space is like treating you, talk about one of like your frustrations, what is going on. Like the topic I used to use then was what is the alpha? Come and share. That was the topic I used to use every Monday night. That's how my friends used to know me. All my followers used to know me. Once it's Monday night like this, the next space, To the point that when I stopped the space finally, when I got tired and stopped, someone came to my idea one Monday night. I was like, he showed me a screenshot of his alarm, and then on his alarm, he had an alarm that was the topic of the alarm was than exit space every Monday, and I just looked and I laughed. Like he was like he missed coming to my space every Monday. Every Monday, every Monday that alarm will ring, and then he'll be like, the next day they host the space again, though, and he just laugh. That was what people used when I was growing. Like I did it for like 4 months, 5 months thereabouts, every Monday night, and that was how I was growing. Like that was what people used to know me. Like imagine if I was a project. Okay, let me not go far. That's space that I used to host alone. Like it grew my brand. Like I said, I was just having like 200 followers when I came up with this idea. When I was not even came up with that. Somebody just like gave me this idea and like, what if we are doing this thing? And I loved the idea. And I started doing it, and then I grew from 200 followers to over 1K followers within this period of time. Because there is no day I host the space where I don't get at least 10 new followers. Get the point? Like as I'm hosting this space now, maybe you now, maybe Gerard just randomly just come across the space, or one of Gerard's friend is what a Twitter is to do is that if any of your followers is talking on the space, Twitter will notify you that this person is speaking on the space. You guys know that, right? So yeah, for instance, now one of Gerard's followers is just randomly on my space to just come and catch cruise and vibe. And then Gerard gets a notification that this person is on the space, and he comes onto my space. And then after spending just 2 hours on my space, Gerard loves the space, like he loves it. And then I now make the announcement that okay, yeah, so you guys, we do this every Monday. See you guys next Monday. Please be there. I'd love to see you there. Let's come and vibe again. I'm sure you guys had fun today. Come, as you guys should be here next week. And then Gerard find out that wow, so I have to do this thing every Monday. No, I've automatically gotten myself a follow from Gerard. Like that is it, right? This guy now, he loves the what happened on the space. He loves the fact that for like 3 hours he got to connect with people in his shoes, because the space can be frustrating alone. Trust me, if you don't have a circle, if you don't have a cabal, I have a cabal personally, a cabal of like 15 guys where we go through the space together. So if you don't have a cabal or a friend that you go through this space together with, guy, this space will frustrate the fog out of you. I don't know if you're following. So now imagine you now come in a space, and then on the space, let me just use this for instance now. Like when I was growing, we used to have just like 20 people on the space, 30 on the space. No, when the space started new, before it went big, we used to just be like 30, 20, and with time we started going from 30, 20 to like 100, 200, to the point that I had like 7,000 on one of my space. Like I was telling one space one time, and I invited one idolo like that, one very big idolo, and he came on board, and then he dragged his 100,000 followers to my space. And then on the space, there were like 7 to 10,000 members on my space, and I was like, so wow, that's damn. So I can achieve this too. Now let me go back to what I was saying. Like for instance, now Gerard comes on this space, and then he gets to see 30 other people that he can connect with. He's like, oh, so I'm not the only person that's going through this. Maybe this place is frustrating. You're not getting a new gig. You have not landed a new gig for like months. Your followers are not growing. You just feel stagnant. You feel stuck. You feel like you're just the only one going through this. And then when you come on the space, you hear like 5 other people complain about the same thing. You're like, oh, so it's not just me. So it's a normal thing. Like, oh, so people go through this too. No, when you like see that you can share your experience with 20 people on the space, you want to come and share your experience more, right? You want to follow those guys that you can relate to it and connect more with them, right? Most especially, you want to connect with me, the host that came up with this idea, right? That is just how the space works. So yeah, I was about to win here. I just hope network don't cut me off. It's even winning. Okay, so yeah, like promoting events to maximize participations. I've literally talked about it. So now let me shift the attention from me now. Let me use for instance now a project is doing this thing. Okay, let me just say I was a project. Imagine the next V now is a different project on the Web3 space, and every Monday the project is hosting spaces like this for its community to come together. and talk to themselves. Like I said, if you're scrolling to Twitter, it's not everything you see while scrolling you join, right? Or it's not everything you see while scrolling you comment on or even like. But there's no how you will join the space and you will not join the community of the space you just like you were in. I don't know if you get in. As far as you're in that space and you love, even if you just spend 10 minutes in the space, and somebody says something in the space that got your attention, you go on follow this, you go on follow the project by force, so that you get more of those things you had in the space. Please, I want to know if you guys are following. I don't know. I've been talking for an hour plus now, so please, I don't know if you guys are following. Gerald, Victoria, oh, the other Victoria have left. So I don't know. Are you guys following?
Yeah, I'm following. Yeah, we are following, sir.
Okay, so that's just it. As a community lead, as a community builder, maximizing, promoting events, maximize participation is very important. Events helps a lot. I've talked about the other AMA sections and the webinars, and now just doing this just to like give your projects more visibility. It helps a lot. I'm saying that everything I've said so far is out of experience. Like my 1 year experience on this on the Web3 space so far, as I've had so many experience, because Web3 is like my full-time job. I'm a graduate. I finished school 2 years ago, and then I just told myself that I'm not going to work on that any. That was what I told myself. That was the promise I made to myself. That guy, in this life, don't ever go and do this 9 to 5 shit, or yeah, you want to work there and go to office. My certificate, I literally left my certificates in the school I went to. Like I actually left the cert for them. I've never collected a certificate. I just left it for them because I don't plan on to do anything. I told myself that this is this Web3 that you are in, take it as a full-time job. So I've been on this space for like 1 year, and that my 1 year has been 1 year on the space. I've not had even a day off from this Web3 space since I joined. At once I wake up in the morning, see you, I go to bed at night. I am online. I am in the Web3 space. Either I'm on Twitter or I'm on Telegram or I'm on Webcast. If you guys know what Webcast is like, is a Web3 social app. Like the way Twitter is, that is where Webcast is. But Twitter is a Web2 app. If you know, Twitter is a Web2 app. Then Webcast is a Web3 app. It was built just for Web3 purposes. So yeah, having having been on this space this long, every day, definitely you will have a lot of experiences. There must be something to talk about concerning one topic or another, because I've experienced it all on this space in my 1 year experience. So yeah, let me just move on. So yeah, I've talked about promoting events, maximize participation and participations, and then the last thing that I was about to talk about, I was about to talk about 3 things. The first one is organizing virtual events, AMAs, and webinars. I talked about it. Then I talked about evaluating event success and gathering feedback. Then the last thing I'll talk about before we end tonight is evaluating event success and gathering feedbacks. I believe this is straightforward. Evaluate the event, gather feedbacks, that kind of thing. So yeah, basically, it's just understanding how your virtual events are received. Like, I don't know. I love explaining. I love breaking down things whenever I'm explaining. Whenever I'm posting a section to the lowest possible points, everybody understand. I know it's big grammar for spaces. So yeah, basically, just this is just beyond just counting attendance. Okay, think about it like engagement metrics. Like, how active was the chat? Were people asking 2 questions? Okay, sorry, how active was the event? Were people asking questions? Did they have like? Did they enjoy the event? Was there a poll? Did they participate? Like, you get the point. Like, one mistake many founders make is that they love to see quantity over quality. Many founders prefer Many founders are just interested in the numbers only. That's one mistake many founders make. They're only interested in numbers. But they're only interested that the project is growing, is having more followers. Oh, network. That's when you come out. Okay, so yeah, many founders are just like, okay, we have 1K members today. Tomorrow we have 2K members. Next tomorrow 5K. Oh wow, another day 10K. Ah, Jesus, 100K. Ha, 1,000K followers. Ha, like that's what many founders are interested in. They don't care that the community is building. They just care that the followers are increasing. I don't really following. So now, And that is not how a community works. A community goes just beyond the followers. You have 1K followers in your community, but how many of them are interacting? Like having people on Instagram, by you join a project, a community, and then they have like 10K followers, and then just only 10 people are the one doing all the conversations. Have you guys like experienced that kind of thing before? You join and then you're seeing thousands of followers, and then people are talking. Like if you're going to the people that are talking, you don't go count past 10 accounts where they do all the talking. I just 10 people they talk over and over again, and then the rest are just ghost members that they really open the messages or even read messages. You've experienced that, right? So yeah, that is why after every event, evaluate the event success and gather feedbacks. Did this event work? Did we achieve what we want? Or did we just get the numbers? Because there are instances whereby you might host an event, the event might be successful. If you host events and the event will have like 400 participants or 500 participants or 1K participants in a real life event, and then after having 1K participants, the group chat is still dull. After the event, that day everybody goes back home. Not even one person comes to the group chat and like, oh, nice event. I enjoyed the event. Thank you for hosting it. If that does not happen, then you are failed as a community lead. You are failed as a community builder. If after that, not even one person comes and like, oh, thank you for the, or even comes to your DM personally. Like, anytime I host events, my DMs they always choke. Anytime I host any event or any online web class or something, my DMs are always filled up. Like after thanking me in the community, they will still come to my DM and come and meet me that, please, can we connect? I've gotten that a lot. Like after come to come to like nice event, I enjoyed it. Thank you for hosting it. Even when I was hosting my Twitter space, they still come to my DM and personal and like, hi Dan, my name is Gerard from the event you hosted today. I don't know if you remember me. I love what you did. I want to learn more from you. Can we please connect? Please save my contacts, or please give me your contacts. Let me save up that kind of thing. So if after every event you host, you are getting this kind of messages, then trust me, you are on the right path as a community build, as a community lead. So that's just it. Like not so much to talk about it. Just evaluate the event success, gather feedback. Like uh I believe I've touched that. I'm just trying to hurry up before my network seizes because of the rain. I don't know the fucked up country I'm in. Once rain starts the fall, NEPA go take light, MTN go come out. No be today matter. So I'm just trying to so I don't get cut off in this call. So yeah, okay, let me just drop a few more points. Pay attention to the sentiments and discussions around the community. What I mean by this, like paying attention to these discussions. Like, are you getting positive feedbacks? Are the discussions positive, or are people just like talking about totally unrelated things? I don't know if you guys can still hear me. It's getting louder. So yeah, after the event, are you getting positive feedbacks? Are the feedbacks related to the event? Are people talking about the event? Are people like talking about how the event has changed their life? Okay, let me share this testimony with you guys. I have a student. Like I used to host an onboarding series for people for companies for projects. I host onboarding series and stuff like that. So yeah, I have a student. This particular guy, after hosting my first guy, Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Is anybody hearing me? Sorry, the rain is cutting me off. Vincent, Gerald, Victoria.
Yeah, I can hear you, but like
Okay,
the story you're
I guess you guys
describing,
can
I
hear me.
kind of did not even get that at all.
Yeah, sorry, the rain is getting heavier and it's destroying my network. Okay, let me just let me turn on my airplane mode and off it back. My help. Okay, so I've turned on my airplane mode and turned it off back. Hopefully, the network is stronger now. Is it stronger now?
We can hear you clearer. I can hear you clearer, sir.
It's much better. The rain
Hello,
has
sir.
gone
We
down.
can hear you.
Okay, so yeah, I was saying something like evaluating. That's the last thing we're talking about. Evaluating event success and gathering feedback. So yeah, I gave the first point where you just have to see it beyond engagement only. Just see it beyond beyond attendance only. I talked about that, and then I'm talking about active feedback, like pay attention to the sentiment and discussions. So yeah, I'll just give a point in this where I'm like, after hosting an event, after hosting an online call or a webinar, like, did your call impact your community in any way? Let me give this instance now. Like I said earlier, I used to host onboarding sections for projects and communities. I just host classes. Maybe I'll talk about introduction to Web3. I'll talk about how to hunt for jobs. I'll talk about how to make money on the space. And yeah, one of the sections I had, I taught these guys how to hunt for Web3 jobs, where to hunt for jobs, how they can spot elite projects and pitch themselves as a community lead or as a community moderator or as a community manager, whatever they're applying for. So yeah, I had this class. This class, it was just a 2 hours class. The call lasted for only 2 hours. And then after this 2 hours class, one of the guys on the call came to my DM. His name is Chibuke. I can never forget this guy because the guy is always like appreciating everything I do. So after this call, Chibuke came to my DM and was like thanking me for the class. That he learned a lot from the class. It was so educative that even the courses he paid for didn't dive that deep into teaching him this thing. And it's like he will practice everything he learns from the call, that he won't let me down. This way his words. He like promising that, Sadan, I will not let you down. I promise. I would take this and practice them and things like that. So yeah, the next day after this class, after I was at the call, the very next day, Chibuke came to my DM. The call, like, I hosted the call on a Sunday night. I hosted this call on a Sunday night around 8 p.m., 8 to 10 p.m. And then the next morning around 9 a.m. This guy came back to my DM and was like telling me that he just landed a job of $100 a week. Just imagine. I was like, called, and then the next morning he told me that he used my strategy, the exact strategy I gave to him, and landed a gig that pays $100 every week. That is $400 a month. Now, run the math. Imagine earning $400 every month as a young Nigerian guy still in university. Like, you're not even to call your parents. You're not even to call your parents for house or ask anybody. Like, $100 a week, $100 a week. That is 150K. Multiply 150K by $400. That is like 600K every month just by using your smartphone, coming online and being online active on the play space. So yeah, like, when this guy told me about that, I was like, wow, congrats, bro. That was fast. Now I learned one thing, that this event I hosted, this online onboarding I hosted, was not a waste. Like, it was effective for someone to actually use it and get a job the very next day. Meaning it was very effective. I don't know if you guys are getting. So yeah, that is it. Like, ask yourself, did this call or did this event or did this webinar actually touch the point it was supposed to? I don't need anybody to come and evaluate my performance. I don't need the dev to now come and tell me that, oh Dan, you did well, nice job. I don't need Emmett Young to come and tell me that, Dan, nice one, I love the class, they learned a lot. From this guy's testimony alone, I know that I actually did very well. So that is it. After hosting an online webinar, evaluate the result of the performance? Did I touch the point I was supposed to touch? That kind of thing. So yeah, I believe I've touched the most thing I'm supposed to talk about. So I just like if I can entertain questions. If you have like any question or something else to ask, I don't know if you guys can still hear me or if I'm breaking up. But if you can hear me, if you have like a question or something you want to like ask about, you can ask now because we'll be running up pretty soon. The is getting bad. Okay, success. Yeah, let me hear from success. Your hand is up, success. Go ahead. Okay, I guess success is not in the call. Is there anybody else? Okay, Gerald. What's the question?
Good evening, Mr. Dan. Dan XJ,
Yeah,
good
good
evening,
evening.
everyone. So first of all, I want to just thank you for the value you brought. I actually did learn a lot. I was able to jot down what you were saying, but I wanted to, as you made mention of, like you said, your location, like you are the team lead for so all stars in your location in this. I don't know if it's something you could share. Like, where exactly is that?
Okay. Well, I said earlier, I love being anonymous on the space, but anyway, we're not much here. So yeah, my location is Ebonyi State. If you know Ebonyi State in the east, that is where.
I know, I know it. That's cool. Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, actually, we're actually in almost every state in the east. And what is your location like? Which state are you in? Probably by your state as well.
Um, I'm currently in Enugu, sure. I'm currently in Enugu,
They have
but like
Solana
I'm
houses
from
in
Lagos.
Enugu as well.
Really?
So if you can connect with them, like you know, one thing about this event is it helps your visibility. Like it's helped me grow a lot. And I also want like I'm currently a Solana ambassador. Like an ambassador of Solana in Nigeria, a local ambassador for Solana in Nigeria. Like there's nowhere you hear about Solana ambassador or talk about Solana ambassadors that you won't see me because of my contributions to the community. So yeah, it helps you. If you can connect with them in your state, you just like go for the event. If you can volunteer, you like just do something. Let them get to notice you. You can even land yourself an ambassador gig with Solana. Even if not with Solana, there are other projects that are also watching events like this. So yeah, that is it.
Okay. Thank you. I would do that.
All right,
Thank you.
sure. You're welcome, bro. So yeah, is there any other person who have a question?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, bro.
Thank you so much for the session. I have been learning a lot and I'm still learning. So, yes, I have two questions. The first one is you mentioned that uh, while you were uh, talking, you mentioned community lead, community manager, and I think one other one. So, like, you were talking about them like they are different stuff. Okay, yes, and mod. Please, could you explain the differences between these three?
Okay. Yeah. First of all, you have to know that there are different niches on the space. You know what niches are, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, there are different niches on the space. Inside these niches, we have the Web3 jobs. Like there are other niches, and then there's Web3 jobs. And then inside Web3 jobs, we still have other niches in the Web3 jobs. We have the like there are more than three. There are actually a lot. But let me just see how many I can list off head. We have the community managers, which are like the top of the food chain in community building. Community managers, like they are the ones in charge of the community. Like let me for instance now, let me just use real life instance now. The way you have a bank, and then when you enter the bank, the highest person on the food chain in the bank is the bank manager, right? He's in charge of the clerks, he's in charge of the cashiers, the guys behind the counters, the um receptionists, the customer care, and other stuff like that. So yeah, the way you have the bank managers, that's the account managers. He's always the one making the major communities. Though don't mistake him, it's not the dev though. The dev can be the community manager in some instance. Or in some instance, a dev loves to hire someone that has experience. that has the experience and knows the job. So yeah, the community manager is always the top of the food chain. They are in charge of the community moderators, the community builders, the marketers, and the rest of them, and the boards. So yeah, after the community managers, we have the moderators. They are always under the community managers. Now, your work as a moderator is to basically keep the community active. Like, let me still use a bank instance now. If you walk into a bank, those guys behind the counters, those guys that sits behind the counters that attends to you, that counts your money, gives you your money, that catches your check, and stuff like that. Just see them as the community moderators. Why is that? Because they're always the one that keep the bank running. The bank manager cannot keep the bank running by himself. He hires community moderators to keep the bank running. If you walk into a bank, like depending on the kind of bank you walk into, most times there are actually three cashiers or four cashiers or more than how big the bank is. That is the same way it is in the community. As a community whereby you have two mods, you have three mods, you have four mods. While there's somewhere you have only one moderator. So that's how it is. Now the moderator keeps the community running. Is in charge of making sure the community is active, questions are being answered, people are joining the community, nobody is spamming because definitely there are always bots in every community. There's always that one person in every community that loves spamming link. Must have experienced, like there's no community you join and you don't see that one person that is always spamming unnecessary link or something that's totally unrelated to the community. So now your job as a moderator is to make sure that that does not happen. Basically, you are being paid. Like the guy I talked about earlier, that I hosted the call and he used I started use to get a job. He got a job as a moderator. Now he's being paid $100 every week to make sure that the community is active and running. That is his job. There's nothing else he's doing. Nothing concerning with what the project is building. Nothing concerning with if the dev is bullish or the dev is based his work is just once you come online, make sure this community is running smoothly. Make sure if anybody asks a question, you answer the question. Make sure nobody is spamming the community with stupid messages or links that is not supposed to be in the community. That's the job as a community moderator. And next we have the marketers, the community marketers. Like uh, basically these guys that are paid to
No, no JCC yet. Yes.
kill the community. Like let me influencers now. You guys know influencers, right? All these what three influencers space, like people like Zeus, BMS, Crypto Mama, pharmacists, and the rest of them. Like these guys they are all marketers on the space. So yeah, talking about the marketers. Like I'll give an instance, like your influencers now, like the top influencers
I'm there.
that always talk about projects. Most of the times, those guys are being paid to shield a project. Like for instance, now Zeus might come online.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Zeus might come online and be like, okay, so I just discovered a new project that they will give you so percent of your returns, they invest, the debt bullish and not bullish on the project. They're just using those words because the project paid them to post that thing. Like basically those guys are being paid to post about projects. That is their work. They are marketers. They are just marketers, like they're influencers, they are marketers. Personally, I do that. Like like I mentioned, I'm also like I'm also like a mini influencer on the space. I have an influence at some point.
Okay.
Sometimes projects reach out to me and like tell me that how much will it cost me to promote my project to promote their projects to my followers. And then okay, I maybe I like charge them $200 for a project is bullish, the dev is based. Personally, I'm interested in this project. Check it out. Join our community. Join our join our Telegram community. you follow them on X, and then the project gives me $200. I post it and I go my way. They go that way. That is the work of a marketer. As a retail marketer, that is your work. Just promote your followers, your company. So yeah, we have collab managers. So yeah, after you wanted to ask, I guess I'll stop there. So yeah, the difference between the managers, the moderators, and the marketers are clearly to you. Do you understand now? Sorry, who asked the question? The guy that asked the question, is this still here?
Yes, I understand. Thank you so much. Okay, and the second
Thank you very
question
much.
I had.
Okay, the second question, let me
Yes,
hear
sir,
it.
like I'm answering. I said I understand. That was quite easy to understand.
Okay,
Yeah, the second
what's the second
question,
question?
while you were sharing your experience, you mentioned that, yes, sir, are you listening, sir?
I can hear you. Go on.
I said, okay. Yeah, I said, the second question, while you were sharing your experience, you mentioned that you got into Solana All Stars through volunteering, and you said you volunteer a lot. So my question is, as a community manager or community mod, do you necessarily have to volunteer to get jobs, or how do you look out for projects in the long run?
Okay, so yeah, this is a very good question you asked, and I won't lie, take time. Like I might take time answering because I have to explain to you. So yeah, I said I volunteered a lot. This was when I was still going on the space. Like basically when I had no visibility on the space, when I was still a newbie, let me use the word. When I was still a newbie on the space, I gained visibility through volunteering. Because if you're new on the space, nobody knows you. Nobody gives a fuck about who you are. Nobody knows what you're capable of or what you can do on the space if you're new. But then volunteering like gives you visibility. Like the way I volunteered in Solana so at first, nobody know who I was capable of. Nobody knew I could actually do this until I had to volunteer. But imagine if I was going in and I told them that okay, you guys must pay me first. You guys have to pay me like $200, and then if you pay me $200, I will boost your project for you. If you give me $200, I will give your project more visibility in Ebonyi State, and if I will make sure your event has like 1,000 attendance. They might just look at me and laugh because they don't know me. They have not seen my portfolio. They've not seen my work before. You have to be like, sorry, bro, we can't. We're not interested. Move along. But since I volunteered, they can't tell me no, right? That is the same way it works in projects. When I was going on the space, when I had no portfolio, when I had no, you know what portfolios are, right? Like experiences. When I had no experience, when I didn't even have a CV to begin with, now I have a CV that is 4 page long, front and back. That is how long my CV is now, just less than a year of being on the space. But then when I had no CV or anything to begin with, I just used to go in as volunteering. Like I will tell the dev, okay, this is what will happen. Don't pay me, oh. Don't pay me. Just make me a mod. Just give me admin privilege. Let me just come in and keep this community active. Let me just show you what I can do. Even if it's just a trial, like a 1 month trial. If after 1 month you don't like what I'm doing, you can kick me off. I don't mind. I don't mind. I understand. But after 1 month, I'm bringing progress to your community. You will pay me. I don't know if you're following. So yeah, if after 1 month, okay, like let me go back to the beginning. No, I said something in the beginning about going to stay in your uncle's house, and then if after staying in your uncle's house for the holiday for like 1 month, the day you are leaving, he didn't beg you to stay an extra day or ask you why you going now. Then you've not done anything in the community in his house. Sorry. Then if after like 1 month of living in your uncle's house, and then this one is impressed with the way you took care of his house, maybe he has kids, you made his kids so joyful, they will miss you, they are crying because you are going. Definitely, if you are going, won't this man give you money for transport? That is like he will just tell you, okay, Dan, points for your transport. Thanks for coming. These are parents for me. You understand what I'm talking about, right? That's the way it is. Volunteer first. If you have no portfolio or anything to show off for your work, that's what I was doing for the first few months, like 3 months into the space. I was volunteer. Even tonight, I still volunteer.
Who's first?
Like if it's a very big project, I want to gain the attention. I'll
Okay.
volunteer. But there's some projects where I don't volunteer because I know that what I'm capable of is what's being paid for. And
Yeah,
then
I'm a Queba.
the stage you
Far
get to,
forever.
like the stage I am now, whereby you don't even have to pitch yourself again to people.
Now,
Before else,
Iga,
before else, before else will just do the job for you. Like when it like this call now, I was on my own. I was literally on my own, scrolling through X when Emedi Young came to my DM and told me she has been, she has been noticing me for a while. She noticed that I'm a builder. She has been following up. I didn't even know her. I didn't even know she was following myself. I didn't even know that, she was liking my post and all. Just came, I was like, okay, please, she want me to come and talk about one or a thing or two in this community about building, stuff like that. Why? Because my portfolio spoke for me, which was my Twitter. My Twitter literally spoke for me that yes, I'm a community builder. I didn't have to go and introduce myself to her that hi, I'm a community builder. Can I come and speak in your community? No, that's the way it works everywhere. So if you don't have what it takes to sell yourself, do it through volunteering. Currently, like I said, I have a CV that is 4 page long on just Web3 jobs. You can imagine in real life now, we are going to apply for a job, and then me now, I came out with my CV that is 4 page long, and then on top of the CV, I'm a first class student, and then you don't have a CV. Maybe you are just fresh out of the university. You also got first class too, but just like you don't have any job experience. Who do you think they will hire between me and you? It's me, right? Because of my experience, like it's speaking for me. If you go to my CV, you are seeing I worked with these guys. I worked with these guys. You see my results. You see the success of the everything. And then you don't have to say, you just tell them that okay, since you've hired Dan XV already, why don't you just bring me in as a
Yes,
volunteer?
sir.
Let me come and learn from Dan XV while I'm here, and improve your. Let me. There's something I should tell my students. I always make statements that no project will reject a free work, no matter how big the project. If you get your if you go and pitch to Binance now, if you go to Binance DM now, maybe you just manage to convince them to work for them for free. Binance will not tell you no. You might be doing this to get experience and for the bragging rights that I've worked with Binance. Because it means when you're going to apply for a job and then you now tell the dev that there was you also worked with Binance. Okay, let me use myself for instance now. One thing that
Wow.
makes me get jobs,
Wow.
one thing that gives me advantage over every other person in the community when it comes to jobs is that I'm a Solana ambassador. On my Telegram, literally on my Telegram, I have Solana logo attached to my Telegram. So my Telegram name, to my Telegram handle. Like if you follow me on Telegram, once you see the next day, you see Solana logo behind my name, like as a proof that I'm an ambassador, that kind of thing. So imagine I'm going to a project now to pitch myself, and then the first thing I tell them is I'm a Solana ambassador. Even if I don't deal with Solana blockchain, shows that I know what I am doing, right? That is the same way it is everywhere. So, like I said, volunteering helps. It gives you visibility. It gives your brand visibility. But there's a point you get to whereby you just have to stop volunteering and let your work speak for you. That kind of thing. So yeah, that's just it. I don't know if I answered your question. And yeah, very important. When you're volunteering, make sure you give a specific timeline to how long you're planning to volunteer. Like, okay, let me first this is my students now. I told you guys about that back the gig is my strategy. One thing he did that I loved, though I made his points in the course, so he took the points where I was like, don't volunteer for long. The highest you should volunteer for is 2 months. Like, make it clear to the project that okay, I want to come in as a volunteer for your project, as the community builder or as the community lead. But then if I do it for 2 months, 2 months is way too much. If after 1 month you don't see results, kick me out. But if within 1 month and you love what I'm doing, then you will bring me in and pay me. Like, make that point clear to them before you start, because many devs like using people. Like, you get devs who they like these people. If you don't make these points clear, you just go as a volunteer. See, yeah, you go work free for these projects, even 1 year. The dev no go even get conscience to pay you, since you stoop yourself so low to work for them for free. without giving them a time frame, the dev will use you and use it. You use your hand and quit. That nothing is coming out from you. I think I will find my way. That kind of thing. That's your practice. Give them a time frame. Like back to this guy I'm talking about, this Chibike guy. So Chibike told this dev that okay, this will happen. That I will come in, but then I don't have experience. Just let me manage your community for 1 week. Even it was even 1 week. He told them. I said 1 month, but he told them 1 week. It was like if after 1 week you don't see my progress, you know, just cut me off, that kind of thing. So the dev agreed, and then the dev was like, okay, let's see what you can do. You have 1 week trial. Good luck. Then he now made another point and was like, first of all, he's going to need money to, help with some things, organize things like contests, giveaways, and look at like I don't know how you managed to talk this dev. Imagine a dev that don't know you and then the dev managed to trust you with funds. So, but he managed to convince them. I was like, okay, since he's going to be doing all these things for the growth of the community, he'll be hosting contests, he'll be hosting giveaways, he'll just do one or two things to bring people in. That can the dev give him like half of his payment up front, that kind of thing. And the dev agreed, and the dev just gave you some payments up front for him to use. And that was it. After 1 week, the guy was impressed. He managed to grow this community from like 3 members because when he first approached the dev, the community was at 3 members. He showed me screenshots. There were 3 members, and then after that 1 week, the community was like 150 something members. Not just that it was 150 something members, it was very active. The community was so active that when I joined, I had to like mute the community itself because the messages were too much. He asked me to join. He sent me a link. I was like, sir, please can you community and see how I'm doing. I joined and I was just going through messages. I didn't see this, I was just going through messages. And then I'll go offline and come back. I'm seeing 100 messages. I'm seeing 100. I'm like, I know it's too much now. I have to miss community. But then the dev was impressed. And he's working gig of $100 every week. So that is it. I don't know if you got my point. I see here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh,
Right.
All right, sir.
So yeah,
Thank you so much.
welcome, Chief. So yeah, any other questions? This is almost 9. The agreement was to end by 9. So yeah, any other question? Once it's 9, I'll end. I've not heard from some people in this call though, like the two Victorias and Vincent. I'm not heard from Vincent as well. So yeah, please let me just hear from you. Like, how was the call? How was the class? Remember, the essence of this class was to teach you how to like be a good community lead through hosting events. So if you can't speak in an event, if you can't speak in an online call, then I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is not the place for you. So if after me speaking for 2 hours, I don't hear from everybody, that means those I don't hear from are in the wrong call. So please, if you've not spoken, just unmute your mic, even if you just introduce yourself. Just say your name and what you do on the space. That is all. If you have the question.
hello, hello.
Can you guys hear me?
Uh,
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. So
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
you've
sir.
spoken.
Please, before you go, sir, drop your X hand once again, sir.
Okay, my name on X is DanXV. Just search DanXV, you see my handle. It's pop up, you see
All
my
right,
my
sir.
DP.
Okay, sir.
Alright. Um I'm expecting to hear from 3 folks on this call. Victoria, Tom, Victoria, Success. Success, you've been interacting my call, but you're not saying anything. Are you guys here?
um, I'm there. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, let
Can
me
you
hear
hear
from
me?
you. I can hear you. You were in the call, too, right?
Uh,
So yeah, any
so now
question? Any question, or you understood perfectly well?
I did not fully understand everything about process. as an as an as a, this thing that you are like, or you said that you are an ambassador in Solana. So like now, like like how can I contact you?
Contact me on in what aspects exactly? Sorry.
Okay, um, maybe if I have anything to ask you about, maybe
Yeah, and you can always follow me on
based
X.
on
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm always available on Twitter. You can always contact me on Twitter. Just like I told the other guy, search for me on Twitter at NextV. I use this name everywhere on the space. Once it's the next one in the space, I'm the one, and I'm literally like the only one answering the name. I don't think there's any other person answering the next V on the Web3 space. So just go to Twitter, search for the next V. You'll see my name and my PFP. Just give me a follow. You can drop a message there. I'll reply you.
That's so okay. Sorry, that's your name.
Dan,
What do you
just
say
Dan,
it is? Dan.
Dan, 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 then XV. Can't you see it on your
Okay,
screen? It should be on your screen.
okay. Yes, yes. I've not seen it. Okay now. All right. Thank you very much.
Sure, you're welcome, Chief. So yeah, we have two more people to go. Victoria. You guys are the one holding this call because I'm supposed to end it. But I can't end it if I don't hear from two of you.
Yes, I don't know which of the Victorias you are saying, but Madam Victoria is our founder. Like,
Oh,
I think there are two Victorias on this call, but one of
oh,
them is
Yes.
our founder.
but
So the
still,
other one is Victoria's father. I don't know, but like Victoria, the Victoria, she's our founder. So we can just wait for the second person, the Victoria's father.
but still, our founder, GM, still, I'd love to hear from you though. I don't know anybody on this call. I'm literally like a foreigner here. So yeah, it's still nice to hear
Yeah, I
from.
understand.
But if she doesn't want to speak, it's fine. So yeah, the other Victoria is a student.
Oh, sorry, please.
She might not be on the
Oh,
call.
Well, since
I,
um
I, well, a question, please.
okay, what are the questions? Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Please, um, after the scale on the group chat, how, how are we going to be, um, like, get employed on the scale?
This is a topic for another day. Like it is literally a section for another day.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
if I start talking about this, I don't think we will leave here even by 11 because it's actually like
Okay.
a long course to cover, very vast to cover. So this is something like if it's the next section, you cover it the full section, that kind of thing.
All right. All right.
All
Thank
right
you.
then. Okay. So yeah, I don't want to waste anybody's time since nobody else is speaking. So yeah, Emmett Dion gave me some quiz to pass across to you guys. Is in the income message. I dropped some questions there, like two questions. What are the two benefits of hosting regular events for a community? Like these are things I talked about. Like if you've been here since 1 o'clock, this is a question. This is the question you should answer often without even having to browse about it. Yeah, the first question. Please take a screenshot before the call ends. Check the messages. The first question is what are the two benefits of hosting regular events for a community? The second question is how can a community manager manage sorry, how can a community manager measure the success of an event? Then for the practical question, plan a virtual event for your community, detailing the agenda, the promotion strategy. So yeah, if you had those questions, what you do is answer these questions answer these questions on Twitter and tag me. That's simple. Just answer them on Twitter and tag me. Okay, let me do this. If you tag me on Twitter to these answers, I will give you a follow. Like, and bonus, I would actually rate your page because once on this page, your branding is very, very, very important. Your branding, your branding can make you lose a gig or help you get a gig. So if your branding is not good, it's a bit disadvantage to the space. So yeah, if you tag me on Twitter, I'll give you a follow and I would evaluate your page. Like, I'll go through your page, tell you if there's anything wrong with your page, and give you some tips. Maybe your bio is not good, your PFP is not looking all right, your banner, whatever, or your styling of writing. Just you get the point. So yeah, these TV questions, just check in the message. You can screenshot it because the call is about to end. What are the benefits of hosting regular events? Two benefits, and then how can a community manager measure the success? So yeah, if you've answered the questions on your X, just answer in the form of a thread. If you know how to write thread, just in the form of a thread, answer the two questions and then the practical assignment as well, and just tag me to it. Just once you tag me, I'll see it and I'll follow it up. So yeah, thank you guys. Okay, Emediang is here. She'll round up the call. But yeah, I think I'm
Okay,
off.
okay, okay. Thank you so much, Danny. Thank you so much. Like, thank you. Oh my God. Thank you for me as a person. Thank you for showing up for this call and not standing us up. Thank you for coming and dishing out everything you know about this particular. Please read it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thanks for
So
having me
please,
here.
I want to say thank you. Yeah, yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. So please, you guys, you could take a screenshot of this right now and then you post on your ex what you learned. Just take a screenshot, tag Danny, tag Value Corp, what you learned, you get, and we'll take it off from there. So thank you so much so that the call doesn't end on its own. We'll just end it at this point. Thank you everybody for joining. I'm sorry for the noise at the background. I really apologize. Thank you so much, Danny. We are so grateful, and thank you for the students that joined. Ola, thank you, Gerald. I see you, and a few people that let. Oh, success, your hand has been up. Please just type your question in the main chat, or you text me, Kelsey, on WhatsApp, so that the call doesn't end on its own. Right. So thank. Okay, it's premium. Okay, yeah. Success, do you have a question?
Okay, no, it's a mistake that
Okay,
we
it's a mistake. Okay, okay. I
have
remember that it's a
yes,
premium
have
system we're using. Okay,
actually
okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So just take a screenshot, what you learned. This call has been over 2 hours. Take a screenshot, what you learned. Tag Danny, his X handle. I'm going to send it. Dan XV. Once you just put the at this thing is going to come up, right? So you just tag him, tag us, and then please, whatever assignment he gave to you, you can see they pay to revamp social media handles, but Danny wants to do it for he's doing it as because he has been on this call. So if you don't take this for granted, please, like we actually like I don't want to use the word pleading with you to take this thing very seriously, right? So thank you so much. And we're really waiting for you. See in the next week's class. We're really sorry if there's any session we didn't have, right? But we are going to make it up to everybody. So see you in our next class. Stay tuned to our channel. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do well to reach out to us. And we're waiting for you. Good night, everybody. Good night, Mr. Danny, and bye.
fine.
Okay.